Gi-beom had just finished bathing and was about to call a prostitute for a late-night chat. But as soon as he touched his hand to the side, his face suddenly turned pale. He pulled the blanket away and saw a tightly wrapped corpse lying next to him. This person was none other than his brother named Min-soo. She stabbed Gi-beom in the third vertebra of his spine. She asked him if he couldn't move. After saying that, the girl quickly took out a dog chain and wrapped it tightly around his neck. She did this until he fainted. When Gi-beom woke up, he had turned into a perverted murderer. At this time, a group of police officers had surrounded the room, but when the police rushed in, he had disappeared. 15 years ago, Gi-beom was a serial killer who killed 7 people. But in the end, due to insufficient evidence, he was only imprisoned for 15 years for killing one person. The court's verdict shocked the victim's family. Everyone was heartbroken, and they just wanted to punish Gi-beom in the fairest way possible. Police chief rushed to Gi-beom and declared that in 15 years, I will wait for you to get out of prison. In the crowd, there was also a girl who silently witnessed everything. Her eyes were filled with helplessness and anger. The girl's name was Hee-ju, the daughter of a police captain. 3 months ago, after Hee-ju's father finished working overtime in place of chief, he accidentally met the murderer Gi-beom. He covered his wound and tried to crawl home to see his daughter one last time. Because today was her birthday, he had promised to celebrate her birthday with his daughter. The next morning, Dae-young brought a birthday cake to find Hee-ju's father. He never expected to see this heartbreaking. Hee-ju didn't cry. She was strangely calm. In her eyes, her father lying in her arms was just sleeping. 15 years later, Chief had also grown old. The first thing he did after growing old was to wait at the prison gate. Chief waited for the murderer Gi-beom to come out and warned him to be careful outside. Chief also said that I'll be able to send you back to prison soon. Dae-young had now become the captain. The girl Hee-ju from back then had also grown up. She was very kind and loved music. She often imagined herself standing on stage playing the violin. Whenever she had time, she would come to the station to volunteer without complaining. In her free time, she would sit on the roof and look at her mother, who had remarried not far away, and laugh to herself. When Hee-ju was little, her mother had left her and her father. For so many years, she had never received her mother's love. She had even lost her only father's love. Fortunately, the police officers at the police station treated Hee-ju like a little princess. Everyone took care of her and helped her. Every time they got paid, they took out a small portion to give to Hee-ju. They had been like that for 15 years. In everyone's eyes, Hee-ju was a good girl, but no one expected that it was just a disguise. From the moment her father sacrificed himself, Hee-ju's heart had died. It was hatred that had nurtured her for 15 years. She wanted revenge at all times and places. Finally, her chance came. Gi-beom had just been released from prison. Because he hadn't played with girls for many years, he was eager to call the girls. 2 minutes later, the girl got dressed and returned to the car. She complained to the broker that she had met a pervert today. She didn't use the real thing. She just liked to play with toys. The broker said that when he returned, he would buy her painkillers. The girl beat and scolded him. Look at these 2 men peeing.
죽을래? 네.
Hee-ju, who was hiding behind, saw the whole scene. She also wondered who helped her take revenge. The murderer Gi-beom had just been released from prison and committed a murder. That's why Chief couldn't help but suspect him. But according to the hotel's camera, Chief saw that there was really no evidence of the crime. There was no other way, so Chief could only let him go. Tonight, Hee-ju saw her mother being abused by the current husband. Hee-ju also kept telling the man that his death was coming, but the man didn't care. He kept thinking that Hee-ju was crazy and talking nonsense. He warned her not to interfere with his gambling at the casino. Hee-ju said the one who should get lost is him. Finally, the time had come when she needed him. He said that she was crazy. She knocked him out. She kept saying that it was on the Sea of Saudi Arabia. Even now, violence and theft are still capital crimes. The law is fair and equal to everyone. The next day, his body was discovered by passers-by and surrounded. Meanwhile, Gi-beom happened to pass by while exercising. He saw that the murder method was exactly the same as his own, so he knew that someone was framing him. He noticed Hee-ju hiding in the crowd. Heeju's goal had been achieved, the rest was left to the police. 2 days after Ji Beom was released from prison, 3 murders occurred. Chief was very worried but could not find any evidence, so he could not do anything. The person who attacked first, Heeju, seemed to have a conflict with Ji Beom. He saw that borrowing a knife to kill someone failed, so he decided to do it himself. He was a cruel man named Min Soo. The knife in his hand killed both dogs and people. He went to the hotel where Ji Beom was staying, but Ji Beom had planned ahead. But he did not expect that Chief would come here to sabotage it. Elsewhere, Heeju thought that if her stepfather died, her mother would be able to live better. She did not expect that as soon as she opened the door, she would see her mother's body. Her mother had done something stupid by taking medicine. Heeju was stunned on the spot. She sat in the corner of the house biting her nails and did not know what to do. Her mother passed away quietly. When Heeju returned home, she remembered Min Soo's murder method that night. After analyzing, she discovered that there must have been 2 murderers in the past. One liked to stab, the other liked to slash. The truth is true. They are Min Soo and Gi Beom. The 2 have known each other since childhood. Moreover, the 2 of them also like the same girl. They had a hobby about this when they were young, but at that time, they only found it fun to hunt. After Gi Beom found out that Min Soo was cheating on his girlfriend, he did not hesitate to kill her. Min Soo was in so much pain that he reported Gi Beom to the police. This helped the police, who could not find any evidence, to seize the opportunity. Elsewhere, Heeju at the police station found Min Soo's file. She was sure that Min Soo was one of the culprits. After Min Soo got home from work, he discovered that the lights in the house were not on. He went inside to get a candle, but did not expect that the floor was now covered with broken glass. Looking at Min Soo's expressionless face, you could see how cruel he was. At this time, the lights were on. Sitting opposite him was a girl. After Heeju killed Min Soo, she moved Min Soo's body to Gi Beom's room. Then she took the opportunity to sneak attack Gi Beom. She faked the scene of Gi Beom's murder again. The police arrived in time and arrested Gi Beom at the scene. At this time, after Heeju successfully took revenge, she was very happy to book tickets to a music show. She took out her dress and jewelry to prepare for makeup, but she could not have expected that after Gi Beom successfully escaped, he contacted the fight reporter. He said he was innocent. It turned out that before the police arrived at the hotel, he had already woken up. Then he pretended to be the victim and escaped from the ambulance. Gi Beom's actions made Chief give up. He wanted to arrest Gi Beom, but had no evidence. Heeju came to comfort Chief and said that the only reason why bad guys win is because good guys can't do anything. She meant that the police are useless. She tied the murderer up and threw him on the bed, but the police still let him escape. Elsewhere, Gi Beom went to Min Soo's house. He started to remember this story. The person he wanted to kill was killed by someone else. That person even framed him. He remembered the people he and Min Soo had killed, but he discovered that there was a man among them. Heeju's stepfather, Gi Beom, went to the internet cafe to look for information and found out that the man's wife was the ex-wife of the man he killed years ago. That person had a daughter named Heeju, whom he met at the police station, so everything was clear. The owner of the internet cafe noticed something unusual, so he reported it to Daeum. Gi Beom did not drive away but drove the police car back to the station. He impersonated a police officer at the station and found Heeju's address. Heeju was also waiting for the murderer Gi Beom to come here, because Heeju believed that after Gi Beom knew the truth, he would definitely come to find her to take revenge. Sure enough, Gi Beom appeared. Heeju asked if the murderer who liked to stab was Gi Beom. It was Gi Beom who killed Heeju's father. Gi Beom said that Heeju had a very good ability to deduce. Of course, because she had been waiting for him for 15 years. Confronting Gi Beom was the first step in Heeju's plan. Her purpose was to inform Chief to come to the designated location. She ran and called Chief. Then she stopped at the park to play swings. Gi Beom told Gi Beom that she became like this because of him. After saying that, she put a dog chain around her neck. For Heeju, Gi Beom being sentenced to death by the law was the real revenge for her father. So even if she sacrificed herself, she had to let him take the blame for murder. Now all the dead people are of course Gi Beom to blame. Gibeom is mice, stunned. He can't believe there is someone more terrible than him. Before Gibeom can calm down, Chief has already brought the police to arrest him. 15 years later, Gibeom is standing here again waiting for trial, but this time he is sentenced to death. After so many years, Chief is entering Heeju's room for the first time. Secrets are everywhere in the room. This place records the 15 years of a pitiful girl's life. At this moment, Chief finally understands what Heeju told him. The only reason the bad guys win is because the good guys can't do anything. The movie ends here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you again.